What's going on, everybody? It's K4K Crypto here. We're going to talk about Hex and why it's different than, as far as I know, any other cryptocurrency in this special regard. Okay, this is going to talk about and hopefully help dispel this notion that nothing can beat the Layer 1 protocol. So, I'm not, and people think I'm trying to FUD Pulse or something like that. No, I think this whole ecosystem is going to just absolutely destroy the rest of crypto. Within our little niche, I think some of our other options, like pulsex, may do better over the long term. And I have my reasons for that. And if you have different opinions, then go ahead and put them in the comments. I'd love to hash it out, or you can join the Pulse Theory Telegram chat. And if you have charts or you want to talk about how you think Pulse is going to do better, we can talk about it. Not trying to convince anybody. I would prefer people with weak hands don't hold pulsex. It's better off for me if I didn't tell anyone about it and just bought more myself than I hold a more percent of it. So people who think I'm fudding it to pump my own bags makes absolutely no sense, because why would I be talking so great about it, encouraging people to buy early, if that just hurts my bags? Why would I do that? So anyway, we're going to talk about how the layer 1 isn't the end all be all in cryptocurrency. We've all heard Richard say how internet delivered through Comcast, that utility, they make no money, versus Netflix, who has to run on Comcast on the internet that's delivered to you. They make all the money. So they make like 100, 1000x more money than the utility that brings it to your house. They don't, like, they crush and destroy the utility, okay? And that's because there's different value extraction at different levels in the system. And so it's the same with real estate. Like, if you own the land and you lease it out, you make some money, okay? And they need the land for the building that they're going to create there. But the only reason someone would build something there for like a business is if they thought they could make more money on it than they could without the land. And so, of course, the business or project wouldn't exist at all without the land. But you can extract more value on the land and you pump more value into this area than just the land by itself. Isn't it more valuable if someone comes in and puts value into the land? It makes the land also more valuable. So it's great for, we'll say, if you're following the analogy, it's great for Pulse if people build valuable things on top of Pulse, but it doesn't mean Pulse is more valuable than the things built on top. It's not necessarily the case. Now, a lot of people compare Ethereum to these new DEX coins that have come out, and they're like, well, Ethereum did 14,000x. I ain't seen no DEX coin do 14,000x cold ton. You guys are completely forgetting one of the most important things about price appreciation is time, okay? Time in the market. If something's only existed for a day, do you think that's going to do better or worse than something that's been around for 10 years? Okay, so time is important. All right, well, how much more time has Ethereum been around versus these DEXs? Ethereum's been around 6 or 7 years. Okay, so that's gone through multiple hype cycles, multiple rinses of like heavier, stronger hands holding onto the base layer of no one's going to sell below this point. And so it's gone through these multiple cycles of buying it up and never going lower than it did before. Buying it up and then never going lower. Okay, so whenever you understand how important timing is, it's one of the biggest things for price appreciation. These dexes haven't been around as long as Ethereum, guys. Okay. So, but what have we seen? We've seen hundreds of X in, what, 6 months for PancakeSwap? Something like that? Hundreds of X. So, if we got into, like, we'll just use PancakeSwap. So, if you got hundreds of X, say we got 300X, what did we get? Was it 230X? Something like that in 6 months. Okay. And that's in like one cycle. They've only had one cycle to have price appreciation, whereas ETH has like had several. And so we see these big ballooning events of, wow, we're never going to see these prices again. And so once these dexes have another one of those events, I think it's growing at a faster rate than the things on the chain. It's just it hasn't been around long enough to actually exceed and beat the initial jumpstart that these layer one forms have had. So we can see it here. So look at these top coins, and as you'll notice, Ethereum is at the top, layer one, and nothing on it has surpassed it yet. But let's look for an ERC20 that may be close to doing it. Oh, look, here's Hex. Not rightfully at the right spot. It says market cap's 30 billion. It's actually way more. How close are we to actually having a coin beat the layer one? Let's dispel some belief. All right. So here's Hex. Here's the actual market cap, okay? Because this is what is in circulation. These are all coins available. They're moving around, stuff like that. This isn't including burn coins or anything like that. And we've had more than 2.5x this amount back at the all-time high of 56 cents. Because you double 22, that's 44. Another half of that is 11. That's around 55 cents. So we have around, I did the math over here, we've had Hex around $323 billion market cap. Now, what did we see Ethereum was? 380 billion. Okay, so you're still like, all right, no ERC20 has ever beaten the layer one. So, Colton, you were wrong again. False. If you staked Hex, you got more return than like you can get up to 2x your return if you're the guy who got the 10,000x and you sold at the top and you staked the whole time. You actually got another basically, what was it, like 2x, even if you only got like 40% or 20% more, since we were already at a 330-ish billion, 320 billion. If you had like a 20% extra gain from staking, you made more than getting in Ethereum at like the base price at like 30 cents. And you did it in less time, guys. This is comparing something that's only been around for like a year and a half and it did that to something that's been around for 6 years and it's the layer one. So not only is it possible to have something outperform the layer one, but it can do it in less than a third of the time. Okay? So just because you guys are comparing apples to oranges doesn't mean you're right. Now this is just how I see it, and you can see it however you want to. I don't care. I don't care what you guys buy. I'm just talking about what I see and what I think stuff can do. And I'm seeing these dexes as an important infrastructural piece of these ecosystems and the growing DeFi scene in general. And so when I say pulsex is going to blow people's minds, I think it's going to blow people's minds because we've never seen something like it. You can't compare it to other dexes because it's not inflationary whatsoever. It has this feature where no matter the volume on the network, as it continues to grow, it just increases its buying pressure over time. Extra. It's just extra, guys. Extra buy pressure on top of everyone else who's buying it. Now, Pulsechain also has burning. Now people were like, well, Pulsechain might burn more of its supply than pulsex, if there's lots of usage on the network. And it's like, okay, even if they burned a lot more of the total supply, say like the total supplies were, pulsex is going down like this and Pulsechain's going down like that. Maybe it's going faster. Let's just give them that. Say that's happening. Those burns do not contribute to buying pressure. It doesn't actually market buy the price up. PulseX, it does. Like, it's totally different. Having someone always willing to buy with substantial amounts of cash, like it's just constant. And that is way more important than reducing supply over time, in my opinion. Actually hitting the market book and becoming a buyer is way more valuable than removing some coins from supply. Just removing and burning stuff doesn't really change anything. Like, what are Satoshi's coins that he has? What does he have, like a million coins, like 5% of the supply? Whether he burned them or not, does that affect the price? It doesn't. It doesn't do anything because he wasn't selling them anyway. So someone just burning them just gives people a little extra, like they feel like they own more of the network, but it doesn't affect the price directly, okay? Buying and then burning is huge. It actually moves the price actively up only, guys, only. And it's just extra. Like people are like, oh, it's not that much. It's extra, okay? And it won't go down over time. It'll go up with volume. So just want to make this short video for people. I just had the idea that I want to dispel that people think the layer 1 is the end all be all. And I'm not saying Pulsechain won't crush it. Pulsechain has awesome game theory, which has to do with its scalability and all the awesome stuff that can be built on top of something that doesn't have absurd fees. So it has more usability than Ethereum. So it has that going for it. And like I said, building valuable projects on top of the land makes the land more valuable. And so we should see Pulsechain rise as other awesome projects are built on top of it. So yeah, it's possible for something built on a layer 1 to outperform the layer 1. Yep, I'm saying it. Hex has already done it technically, and as soon as the price goes to a certain level, it's possible to have never had to even stake and get those extra returns to be able to outperform the layer 1. So, people can be sticklers and be like, it hasn't happened yet. Okay, I'll take that argument, I can see that. So if you don't think Hex will ever overtake Ethereum, then good on you. But if you've staked, it's already done it in returns in a shorter amount of time, like significantly less time. So yeah, I hope that made sense, people. Thanks for watching, and peace out.